Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will be talking about the event The Noble Garden that just began today. This event will last until next Monday, and so you should definitely try to do all the different activities now. Especially in today's video, I will be talking about the different items that you can farm in order to make some gold, and I will explain how you can maximize and be the most efficient possible when doing this farm. So with this event, you have different categories of items that you can purchase with the currency which is the Noble Garden chocolates. You get this chocolate by collecting all these different eggs that you can find in all the starting areas for both Horde and Alliance players. And as you can see, when you open it, you have a 100% chance to get one of these Noble Garden chocolates. So you have a lot of items that are directly linked to your character, but a few are objects that you can actually sell on the auction house. And so these are the main items we're going to talk about in the video. The first one is the white tuxedo shirt. This is not really something that is very interesting. The price is not that great. And as you can see, it's like 25 chocolates. Also, you have a lot of chance to get it when you're opening the brightly colored egg, the one that you're directly getting from the ground. So most likely I would just say save your chocolates for over items and just wait to get some of these white tuxedo shirts inside these eggs, and then keep them, and you will be able to sell them throughout the year. Then you have the spring rabbit's foot. This is also one of the pets that you can get directly from the brightly colored eggs. So this is not something that is really interesting, and I would just say collect them and then you can either delete them or try to sell them, but most likely the prices are not going to be very interesting. After that, you have one pet that can be a little bit interesting. So this one is the Noble Garden Bunny. We'll see just after the value of this pet, but on average, it's going to be around 20k gold. This one costs 200 of these Noble Garden chocolates, so I would not really recommend you to spend it. But if, for instance, you already have a lot of these mounts that we're going to talk about just after, maybe you want to have one of these and then you can try to sell it later throughout the year. But again, the value is not as good as the mount, and it still requires you 200 of these chocolate eggs. So after that, we have a bunch of other items that unfortunately you cannot sell. And finally, we have the Swift Spring Strider. So the Swift Spring Strider, I'm pretty sure that all of you already know this mount. It has been added into the game in 2012. And this is a mount that will cost you 500 of these Noble Garden chocolate. And also you can get it if you're extremely lucky inside these brightly colored eggs. So this mount, as you can see, is pretty interesting. We're going to see the value just after, and the sell rate is 0.15. So really an interesting mount to have. And again, keep in mind that people will only be able to farm this mount during this week. After that, it's not possible to get this mount through any other ways than through the auction house. So this is why I would highly recommend you to farm a couple of these mounts and then either try to sell them right away or try to wait later throughout the year, because you will most likely be able to sell them for a higher price once the event will be passed. So when it comes to the value on European realms, it's on average 51,000 to 62,000 gold, and on US realms it's going to be between 84 to 99,000 gold. So keep in mind that probably these prices are going to go low, like very low, in the next few weeks, because a lot of people are going to farm them out. It's not too difficult to farm them out. You can honestly get one per hour, so it's not very difficult. And so the prices are probably going to crash. That's why I always recommend you to wait before selling this type of, like seasonal items, because they will increase the value afterward. But again, it's up to you. Just keep in mind that these prices are probably going to get lower. After that, for the bunny on European realms, it's 11 to 12k gold, and on US realms, it's 14 to 15k gold. So as you can see, nothing too exciting, and this is why I would not really recommend you to spend these chocolates on that. But again, it's up to you. So now, in order to get these different Noble Garden chocolates and to farm the brightly colored eggs, you have different strategies. The first one is going to be simply by going around and getting all these eggs. So here you have really different areas where you can do it. For Horde, I would say that probably like one of the best areas is going to be Razor Hill, and then you also have the starting area for the Blood Elf. So just here in the city of the main capital for the Blood Elf. So you have also like a lot of eggs, and it's a little bit easier. Keep in mind that one of the best class in order to do this first technique, which is just like going around, is going to be druids, because as you can see, as a druid, you can just circle around and then you can directly grab the different eggs without having to dismount. So this is extremely easy. So this first technique, I would say, is good for low pop realms, especially because keep in mind that on high pop realms and full pop realms, as there is a lot of people farming at the same time, the eggs are respawning extremely fast. So as we're going to see just after, you can use different methods in order to maximize the number of eggs you're getting per hour. One thing that is important is to activate auto loot, because as you can see, when you just directly get the egg, it directly arrives into your inventory. Also, make sure to have like an empty inventory so you can really get a lot of these eggs without having to like spend too much time opening them and then selling all the different stuff you will get from them. So the second strategy is really going to be efficient for high pop realms and full pop realms, and it's basically just going to be like staying at one point and then just getting the egg again and again and again and again. So this really works well if there is a lot of people farming the eggs at the same time, and it really works well if you can find an area where there is multiple eggs spawning at the same point. So for instance, for Alliance players, a good example in Goldshire is going to be this area just here. So you are next to the entrance of the tavern, and here you have 5 different spawn points at the same place. So you have one here, one in this little basket, one in this basket of water, one just here, and one in the angle here. So as you can see, this person is doing exactly that. He's just waiting for the eggs to respawn, and they respawn extremely fast. I tried that just earlier, and really in like less than 5 minutes you can get 40 50 eggs if you're really reactive and you don't have too much competition. But really, this is in my opinion going to be one of the most efficient ways to farm these different eggs, especially on full pop and high pop realms. Like that, you should be able to get at least one mount per hour. So really, I would say one of the best methods you can use, but maybe not the most interesting ones, because you're just staying at the same place and it can be a little bit boring. So in terms of all the different recommendations to make it easier, one of the most important ones is to get what this person will reward you with. So here you can get one of these borrowed egg basket that will increase your movement speed by 60%. And when you get the quest, you get the toy that can then reward you with that all the time. So this is a really good way, if you're not a druid, to increase your movement speed and get these chocolate way easier. Also, as you will probably have a lot of these eggs to open, it's very great if you can make a macro in order to open them way easier. As you can see here, I just need to do that again and again, and I will be able to open them. So the macro I'm using personally is just use brightly colored egg, and then like that you will be able to open them very easily. Again, keep in mind to have auto loot in order to get these very easily without having to click on them. So here, as you can see, it's already done. And yeah, over to that, you have the 2 methods I just explained before. It's really up to you to see which one you want to use. I'm pretty sure that, again, you will be able to get like at least 1 mount an hour. So in my opinion, you should do that for at least, like maybe 5-6 hours to get like a couple of these mounts, and then you will be able to make a lot of gold throughout the year with these different mounts. One last thing is, again, as a lot of these different mounts are gonna be available in the next week, you want to make sure to buy them if they're extremely cheap. At some point, they will probably go even lower than like 15k gold, something like that. Maybe like sometimes even I bought some for like 10k gold. So if you see that the prices are extremely low, in my opinion, it's an easy investment. Just buy the mounts and you will be able to sell it back later in the year for probably like 4 or 5 times the price. Just keep in mind that a lot of people are just trying to get some easy gold very fast, and so they don't really care if they're only selling it for 10, 15k gold. So this is my best recommendation: is you want to farm some of them, but you also want to flip some of them, because it's probably just gonna be very cheap very, very soon. So that's gonna be it for today's video. I really hope it will help you get a lot of these eggs and get a lot of these mounts. And yeah, I will be back very soon with more videos. And in the meantime, I wish you the best of luck. Bye.